Hello there, friends, and welcome to episode 84 of That One Gaming Podcast. My name is Colin, but I'm otherwise known as Delicious Morsels, and here with me today is Lucas, aka Karn Evil 9. How are you today, Lucas?
I'm doing good. Slightly terrified at what's ahead of us after podcast recording.
I'm sure we'll probably talk about that later. And we've also got Neal here, better known as VMK89. How is Neal today?
I'm super excited for what's coming after the podcast recording today.
Oh boy. Something's happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, if you're new to the podcast, welcome. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, or one of the many other podcasting platforms out there where the three of us get together every other week to talk about a variety of topics in the world of gaming. Today, we're talking about early access stuff. You know, like when all them developer people, they're like, hey, give us your money, but we're not done with the game yet. But you can play what we've got done, and then we'll just keep updating it. You know, that kind of early access. Anyway, before we get to that, though, we'd like to talk about the games that we have been playing since the last episode. So, Lucas, what have you been playing?
Oh, well, I've been off and on playing more Mother 3.
Mm-hmm.
Mother! Nintendo don't want you to play this game!
Still blows my mind that, like, with all of the work done and, like, the fan translation was literally done by a professional localizer. Shigesato Itoi is aware of the translation and has brought it to Nintendo's attention, and Clyde Mandolin, aka Tomato, the localizer who worked on the Mother 3 fan translation, has given his permission that they can use that script if they want to as the basis for an English localization of Mother 3. They still won't do it.
Yep.
Maddening.
Incredibly maddening.
Yeah. Still kind of early on in chapter 4. I've made it to work. I got a job.
Congrats. How much are they paying you?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't completed the job, and it's only part-time work.
What kind of benefits are you getting?
Dragon points.
That's why you push around the clay guys, right? What are they called? Clay...
The Claymen.
Claymen?
Yep.
The Claymen. Yeah. That was fun.
Yep. Their electricity is drained, so you gotta bring them back for a recharge.
Right.
And you get to fight one of the bosses with, like, one of my favorite names, the Forlorn Junk Heap.
The three bosses are so fun.
Yes.
I'm still really bad at the combo system.
Yeah.
I'm getting better at getting 2 hits in, pretty reliable, but syncing up with the baseline is rough sometimes for me.
Yeah, I can't even do that most of the time. Yeah, it's basically luck as to whether or not I can get that. And yeah, I've never been great at doing the timing for the rhythm for the...
Mm-hmm. Well, like when I first played it on an emulator back in like 2012, 2011, something like that.
Yeah.
The emulator was slow enough that it was impossible to do because the timing was off. But fortunately, emulation has improved in the past 13 years.
Yeah. I mean, I am recording my playthrough on BizHawk, which is, the TAS emulator. So if I really, really wanted to, I could, like, painstakingly frame advance my way through a 16-hit combo if I was really desperate for the damage.
You should do it once and just not
Do
say
it once.
anything. Just do it
Yeah.
Do
once.
it once on an enemy that's not even that hard either.
Yeah.
Just some
Just
random.
this random 16-hit combo out of nowhere.
Yep. I mean, I've done stuff like that before for my recorded playthroughs on the Carnival 9, That One Gaming podcast channel. Like the impossible luck manipulation to get a Paris to teach cut right before the first cut bush in Pokemon Gold.
That's right. Oh, that was good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I also manipulated a first try Heracross from a Headbutt Tree because, of course, I did. Look, Heracross, good, and I don't have the patience to try and knock one out on more than one attempt sometimes. My Pokemon Crystal Monobug playthrough on my phone at work, on the other hand, was a different story because that's not a TAS emulator. Yeah. Then I played a very new game for a change, as I traditionally am not one to do. My sister-in-law got a Switch 2 with the Mario Kart World bundle, so I got to play a little bit of Mario
Nice.
Kart World yesterday.
Was it terrible like the internet says?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. It's not terrible, but yeah, it is very much like sort of continuing on with, but not necessarily improving too much off of Mario Kart 8.
Doesn't it have like an open world sort of thing going on too? Or is that only single player?
That might just be the single player. We did a Grand Prix, and like, I guess what was sort of different is that like there was only one track with a traditional start. The other three tracks that finished out the Grand Prix, like races 2, 3, and 4, all started from rolling starts, like you were continuing on from the first track that you started at.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know if it was just my imagination or not, but it did seem like the boost starts, or that you would normally get by timing your accelerator press between the second and third lights. The timing window for the rocket starts from the tracks with the rolling start felt kind of different. And then also interestingly, this is the first Mario Kart game since like figuring out who my main actually was in Mario Kart 64, where I was not consistently finishing in first place. As a matter of fact, for all 4 races of the one Grand Prix that I played, I finished consistently in second.
How the mighty have fallen.
Indeed.
That's kind of the way that Sonic Crossworlds is for me. Like, that game is actually kind of hard. It's kind of nice that you actually have to have your brain on when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
Transformed is similar too.
Yeah, like
there's a higher skill ceiling.
Yeah. Before Becca left to go pick up pizza, I had commented on, I kind of hate how consistently second place I've been, and Becca was just like, wow, he's so disappointed by this. And on the surface, yeah, but at the same time, I'm more perplexed and intrigued that I'm not consistently first place. This is the first time since Mario Kart 64 where that really hasn't been the so yeah, I don't know when it will be, but I think Becca's expressed interest in getting a Switch 2 since her sister got one. So
nice.
Probably down the road I will be further perplexed by Mario Kart World and not being able to, just be in first place consistently like I was in Mario Kart 64 and Double Dash and Wii and 8 Deluxe until I taught Becca how to drift, and then she became a terrorist.
I'm honestly interested in Mario Kart World for the open world portion of it. Because a lot of times my dad and I would just drive around the tracks and look at stuff. Especially my dad. My dad was just interested in looking at the scenery, especially Mario Kart 8, since there was a lot of HD stuff going on. So Mario Kart 8 World, or Mario Kart World rather, actually seems like a really good fit.
Yeah. Also interesting to point out is that like Becca is fairly consistently behind or like trading places with me and Allison for first, second, and third, because that's how we finished for all 3 races. We were all like podium finishes. But Becca was doing this using the default controls, having not realized you could change your control settings in the cart select menu. And so she was using the game's default Joy-Con motion controls, and was like, even with that throwing her off, because she played traditional controls in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, she was still like consistently trading first, second, and third throughout the races with us, who were playing with our preferred control methods, actually. Also of note is that there is under the controller settings is that there's auto steer, which is enabled by default, which is sort of your steering nanny to help keep you on the track, that I disable because I like to steer the car myself. But also there's a auto accelerate option, which I hadn't enabled because it sounds like something that I would not be interested in, but I have a feeling it's probably reminiscent of the sort of, or it would, combined with the auto steer, probably would make the gameplay feel very reminiscent to Mario Kart Tour, which, we threw that straight into the bottom tier list in our Mario Kart tier list episode. But Mario Kart World being the first Mario Kart game that has released since I had children has slightly changed my perspective on that, if that would be the case, because on the surface, like, those controller settings sound like something I would never use and I would normally be opposed to it. But it kind of got me thinking. It's like, oh, well, if the cart kind of steers itself to stay on the track and it's also accelerating by itself, why don't we set that and like hand a controller to Mavis and she could play along with us? So like, I'm kind of seeing that more as like, this is toddler accessibility for playing the game with me and mom, than it is like, this is just for the mobile gamers that got onto Mario Kart Tour and now can't play.
Yeah, I was never really against that sort of auto steering sort of stuff for the reason of like it's very good to on-road kids. My bigger issue with it is that it's all turned on by default.
Yeah.
I mean, not all of it is, but steering assist and such.
Yeah. So yeah, probably be a good intro to Mario Kart for Mavis, I would think. Or I could be a responsible gamer dad and onboard her with Mario Kart 64, and then she will be good at every Mario Kart afterwards. It worked for me, why not for she?
I definitely find that, like, once you play the new Mario Kart, at least with 8, I haven't played World, that, like, going back is less good. Double dash excluded.
I like, still go back to 64 regularly.
Yeah. Well, I didn't grow up with 64 too much, so that's part of that.
Yeah. My parents.
Like, I don't think I've touched Mario Kart Wii in forever.
Yeah, I haven't either. Yeah. Do kind of go back to 64 frequently because my parents are big fans of that one, which is weird because they still insist occasionally on playing with Becca and I, and then, well, Becca has taken her drifting skills from 8 Deluxe and has been able to use them in every other Mario Kart, including 64, which, threatens to dethrone my perfect streak in that game. Yeah. Of course, I think it's the knowing how to drift now that's kind of kept that game alive for Becca and I, because, like it's no longer playing for second place. It's like I've got the skills to keep up with the guy consistently in first place that has on a few occasions gone like 16-0 for first places in all 4 cups in Mario Kart 64 for 4-player versus. Yeah. Yeah, anyways, Mario Kart is fun in general.
Indeed.
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely not this like terrible game that the internet is freaking out about. It's it's
I don't
just
think the
kind of
consensus online is that it's terrible. It's just it's been a letdown for people that wanted a more traditional kart game like what 8 Deluxe was, and that's why Crossworlds ended up being so highly successful because it was that.
Looking at the more like Sonic fan side of the internet that I sometimes stumble into, like there's definitely a lot more of Mario Kart is terrible and Sonic Crossworlds is the best thing ever.
Well, that's Sonic fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Sega game fans can be kind of weird sometimes.
Yeah, especially those Phantasy Star fans.
Hell yeah, I am. Yeah, if you thought Sonic fans were bad, wait until you meet a Phantasy Star fan.
Yeah. King K put out a video called Sonic Racing is Cooler Than Mario Kart. That's an hour long. I need to watch it, but holy crap. Because he's got an image of Sonic Drift on the thumbnail.
Yeah, I guess I can't actually say that all Phantasy Star fans are like that because I've only met me.
I'm waiting for that, like 2, 1? Oh, none.
Yep. Here I am. I'm the Phantasy Star fan.
Fan spelled with a PH.
Yep. In traditional Phantasy Star fashion.
Around about 2017, when Sonic Team was doing streams, I think they might still do it to some degree. I was paying attention to Sega's streams from the Sonic Team channel, and there were tons of people in chat that were constantly like, "Hey, get Phantasy Star Online 2 out, please." So that's a good game. There's definitely some crossover between the Sonic fans with other Sega game fans. So no, Lucas is not completely alone.
Yeah.
What I'm getting at here.
I just like to joke about it because I'm like the only Phantasy Star fan well, hardcore Phantasy Star fan that I know of, because we all played and enjoyed Phantasy Star Online for that game.
So, Neal, what have you been playing?
I have also been playing Mother 3. Where am I? I'm fighting the trees before the final boss of Chapter 1, which I'm not going to give away.
Trees, how dare they give us oxygen?
They explode. They explode.
They're highly combustible.
Highly
combustible. I mean, trees combustible. You kind of expect that, but like in this case, they are explosively combustible, and it's concerning.
Yeah. Why are the trees in the Mother series like this?
Yeah, I don't remember like how they were in Earthbound of like how much damage they did, but I feel like I'm kind of high level at the end of chapter 1, and it's still doing more than my total HP.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, the trees that you encounter past Tucson when you're trying to rescue Paula, like, explode and deal near mortal damage to you in Earthbound. I believe the exploding trees thing was also a thing in Mother 1, which is not great because that game doesn't have the odometer system for your
Ooh, yeah, I was just thinking, like, they're probably there for a reason in Mother 3, because that teaches you about the odometer system, which you
Yeah.
probably want to know for the final boss when that comes up.
Yep. But
yeah. Mother 1.
Yeah,
Don't play
it doesn't
Mother
have
1.
that. Or do play Mother 1.
Don't play Mother 1 first.
Yeah.
It's the accurate thing. Play Mother 2 and then 3, or the other way around.
Yeah.
And then, if you're curious, go play Mother 1. But don't want to dampen your opinion on the rest of the series.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, like, given that the sort of enemies you encounter in Mother 1 and Mother 2, not so much Mother 3, because Mother 3 gets kind of weird. A lot of it is just sort of like average household, or like things you would encounter in real life. So I guess kind of the flavor behind why a tree, well, maybe not so much specifically the exploding part or tree bursting into flames as it is in Earthbound. I guess the flavor behind that is that you fought the tree so hard that the tree fell over on you, probably. And that's why it's dealing so much damage when it...
Right.
Mother series is cool. Play it.
Yeah, it's very cool. And Mother 3 is very accessible if you have the right means to acquire it. To not have to pay for an NSO subscription on that one, or hunt down a $200 cartridge if you want to play it on the SNES.
Yeah.
200?
How much was it, Colin? I forget.
Well, I only paid like $100 some out of pocket, but it was like over $4.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Man.
So yeah, definitely don't play Earthbound that way.
I don't know. I could do that. I've done it before. I'll do it again.
I mean, all I did was sell a Magic the Gathering deck, and that funded 3/4 of it. So
yeah,
that'll do it. Yeah,
yeah.
When
I don't think I would ever do that, but Shroom would probably net me close to $900.
Probably.
Wow. Yeah.
At one point, that deck was worth almost $1,200, and then Double Masters reprinted half the deck.
When Mother 3 comes out, assuming it does within our lifetimes, buy this game.
Yes.
Please. Okay. I've also been playing, this is kind of a curveball, Super Mario Bros. 2.
Huh. Like Doki Doki Panic Super Mario Brothers 2?
No, actually I'm playing the GBA version on Nintendo Switch Online.
Super Mario Advance.
Yes. I need to take a look at Super Mario Bros. 2, because I don't think I've touched that game too much, like the NES version. Compare it, but
so Lost Levels then? Or
no, Doki Doki Panic, but with Mario skins.
Yes. And some
haven't
other differences, but yeah, it's essentially Doki Doki Panic.
Yeah. But yeah, I want to check that out. But I grew up at the childcare place I went to in the summers when I was in elementary school. There was a kid who had a copy of Super Mario Advance, and none of us were very good at it. But we'd pass the game around and try to beat it or get as far as we could.
The Super Mario Brothers 2 experience.
But NSO has Rewind.
So
I am actually getting pretty far because I'm just rewinding every single mistake I'm making, similar to how I played Super Mario World for the podcast. But yeah, no.
If you want to play Super Mario Brothers 2 NES, I know a guy.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on Nintendo Switch Online, so...
Yeah. But I'm staring at my cartridge right now.
True. Oh, you know what we didn't mention? In the intro, we were talking about being excited and terrified for something.
Uh-huh.
We're doing a ring shuffler race between me and Lucas after the podcast recording here.
It's gonna happen.
I am very much looking forward to this. I haven't touched the Genesis games hardly at all, other than to test it this morning. So, yep. I mean, recently, I didn't want to get an edge because I was practicing.
Yeah.
But yeah. In case you don't know, BizHawk Shuffler allows you to switch between multiple games. The base version, you can set a time interval.
Yeah.
The ring shuffler version.
Yeah. Using Alistair's Magic Box, which is a fork of BizHawk for this purpose.
Mm-hmm. And it lets you. It forces you to switch the game every time your ring count changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's awful. I know at least Jazzy saw me playing the Sonic Advance. I was doing a shuffler with the Sonic Advance games, the trilogy. And that's really rough too. But
indeed.
Yeah, we're gonna race. We agreed on like getting to the final boss of each game is where we take that game off the list.
Yeah.
That's the end goal, is to get to every final boss, because the final bosses will all be a slog for pretty much everything but Sonic 1. Maybe Sonic 3. Sonic 3's boss is actually not that hard.
Yeah.
But because of Sonic and Knuckles boss being really hard.
Yeah. Big arms.
Mm-hmm.
Colin loves big arms.
I forgot about that.
Tell you what, though, I had that thing down to a science by the time I finally did beat it.
Yeah.
2 hours later.
Yep.
Yeah. And Sonic 2's final boss is notorious for being near impossible.
Yeah.
Would you like a gauntlet of a Metal Sonic or Mecha Sonic and then a giant Eggman boss in a row with no rings on either of them and no checkpoint? What? You don't want that?
Sure I do.
So yeah.
I guess that's a good reason to call the bosses as the stop point, because there's no rings. That means you can't shuffle games.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, we would probably get to a point where both of us were just playing Sonic 2, trying over and over again on the final boss.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are both recording it. I will down the line put together a video of it, get that up on some channel or another, probably my own. But yeah, I wish I could say, come check that out now, right after we finish the recording, but you won't hear this until after it's done.
Yep.
So then I guess check out Colin's Kingdom Hearts 3 stream after you watch this podcast, because tonight we're...
That'll be the chronological next event.
Yes. Speaking of, Colin, what have you been playing?
Kingdom Hearts 3?
Kingdom Hearts 3. What do you know? Segue.
It's still a good game. I am nearing the final act of the game, and it's still a good game. So take that, internet.
Yeah. Turns out the internet's wrong.
But aside from that, also, I played through Silent Hill F a couple weeks ago, and it's my first time playing a Silent Hill game. It was very, very good, very spooky. The story went in directions I was not expecting it to go, which I really enjoyed about it. It was interesting. Game takes place in 1960s Japan. You play as a high school girl named Hinako, and all of a sudden, just fog and grotesque plant monsters and stuff, and also for some reason random other things that I won't mention, but it swaps between two basic like different planes essentially. Like you're in the real world and then something happens, Hinako passes out, and then you're in this other plane of existence and you do stuff in this plane, and then something happens and you get shifted back to the other plane, and the entire game is kind of back and forth between these two planes of existence to tell the story. And it's very interesting. I wouldn't say the game scared me at all. There were a couple good jump scare moments for sure, but there's a lot of tension throughout the entire thing. But I don't think I was ever really like super like deathly afraid at all. Just tense the whole time, which is like perfect for me. Like I don't want to be like freaking terrified the whole time, but
there were no Lucas encounters a killer android in Alien Isolation moments.
Yes. There's just constant tension, and the combat being very clunky as it is, like fueled that tension a lot too, because every time you encounter one of these monsters, it's like, crap, I don't want to play this on anything harder than the base difficulty, because like if these things took any more damage to kill than they did, and there's weapon degradation and stuff like Breath of the Wild in the game, so you have to use your weapon sparingly. You don't have any guns. It's all melee weapons. So that's kind of how they address the like ammo scarcity thing by making your weapons degrade as you use them.
Honestly, clever.
Yes. And like I like the clumsiness of the combat as well. On the base difficulty, like I said, like if it was any harder, I probably wouldn't like it as much, but just I like it from a storytelling standpoint, because you're a 16-year-old girl fighting for her life against these monsters. Like she's not going to swing a golf club like Joel from The Last of Us. Like she's not going to swing with that kind of finesse. Like so like I liked it. I definitely recommend the game if you're new to the series, or if you are familiar with the series. Like it's a very, very good game to play, especially around spooky time, which is why I wanted to play it. I liked it a lot. And there are at least 5 different endings. So I didn't know going into it, but like the first ending for your first playthrough, like I was trying to play it consciously, like walking around, making sure I did like as much of the exploration as I could, in case like there's a specific thing I need to pick up in order to unlock a specific ending sort of thing. But your first playthrough ending is always going to be the same for everybody.
Okay.
And then from there, your repeat playthroughs is where you can play through for additional endings and stuff. And it's really cool. There's a menu that opens up in the main menu once you beat the game. That's just where you can just watch all the endings after you've unlocked them and stuff. And it'll actually tell you what you need to do for each specific ending. So that way you can kind of plot out additional playthroughs without actually having to go online and look up a guide and all this stuff. There's just, it's a checklist of all the things that you need to do during your playthrough in order to unlock the specific ending. So you can just be like right there. It's like, okay, mentally make a note. I need to do this. I need to not do this. I need to do this and do this.
Kind of handy that it's almost built into the game.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was pretty neat. I didn't go for a second playthrough right away. Game took me about 9 hours to beat. Because I just wanted to move on to something else. But I'm definitely looking forward to playing it again. Maybe next year around spooky time, I'll do another playthrough for a different ending and stuff. But I really enjoyed that game. It was very good. And then I also picked up Xenoblade Chronicles X again because I was talking about it in another Discord with some people, and I was like, you know what? I should pick that back up again. So I did.
Yeah.
Finally unlocked the freaking robots. I got the robots now.
Hell yeah.
And the robots are fun. And they're also Transformers. So
nice.
It's really cool. So instead of sprinting while you're in the robot, it just transforms into a car.
Nice.
And then you drive around. It's cool. Haven't unlocked the flight mode yet for them, but that's a little bit later in the story. The story of which is finally also getting interesting now that I have the robots. Finally at that point in the story where it's like some interesting things happened the last time I played. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I think that's kind of how the mechs in I want to say Robotech Invasion, but that's the game based off the series. It's Robotech the Sentinels is instead of transforming into planes like the Valkyries from Super Defense Fortress Macross, because Robotech is actually 3 animes wearing a trench coat. The final series was based off of Genesis Climber Most Poeta, and they transformed into motorcycles.
Nice. But yeah, Xenoblade X is still very good. It's definitely the open world game that I've played in quite some time. There's just a lot of stuff to do. A lot. There's so many quest icons. There's a lot. Yeah, it's a little bit overwhelming, which is part of the reason I had to put it down for a while. Just 'cause I did not have the time for it, and I still do not plan to go like fully completionist with this thing because it would take literally hundreds of hours to do everything in this game. There's so much. But so my goal is just kind of keep pace with the story, and if I have to do some side stuff to level up for the next story quest, then I'll do side stuff and stuff. But I got the robots now, so that's cool. It took a while. Like I didn't unlock the first one, which is just like you get your license to pilot the robots and stuff. I didn't complete that until like 30 hours in this game.
Oh wow.
And then I had to spend another like might have been a little bit less than 30 hours because I think I'm sitting at about 32 hours played right now. And I just unlocked robots for the rest of my party because you get the one that you can unlock and it starts at level 20. And I think I was like level 26 by the time I actually like met the criteria to get it. But then every other additional robot that you can buy starts at level 30. So you can buy them right away, but you ain't doing anything with them until you hit level 30. So I still had to grind up to level 30 before I could get the rest of my party also in robots.
Yeah.
But now we're all in robots and we're wrecking stuff and it's fun. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The battle mechanics change a little bit depending on if you're in the Skell or if you're on foot, and you can hop in and out freely during combat and stuff. It's pretty cool. Adds just one more. There's so many layers to the combat in this game, and that just adds one more.
Yep.
It's like a freaking massive loaded Italian sub at Arby's of battle system mechanics. There's just so much stuff, but it's good. Good game. It's just a very, very big and overwhelming game. Speaking of games that aren't as big or overwhelming, I also, after I finished Silent Hill F, started playing a bit more of Sonic Racing Crossworlds because that is out and it's good. It's great. I can play as Hatsune Miku and I love it. She sings along with all of the music in the game. It's great. So like when you hover over her in the character select screen, she starts singing along to the character select music, and then she sings along with the music at the end of every race and stuff. It's great. I love it. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Those games. I've also been playing Mother 3. Yeah, I started that.
Are you?
I played to the end of the first chapter so far.
Nice.
That was a That was a chapter.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You felt emotions, didn't you?
Well, that was a chapter.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to our next segment. Hey, listeners!
Hey, listen!
This is the section where every episode we ask our Discord members a prompt based on the topic of the episode for them to respond to. And if you want to do that, then you can join our Discord because there's a link in the description down below. So come hang out. You should do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, since we're talking about early access games this week, we asked our Discord members about early access games and their thoughts on them, and we got 2 responses this week. First one comes from Jazzy, who writes, "There are 2 different types of early access, and I feel 2 completely different ways about each of them. The first being when a dev releases an early build of a game still in active development, sometimes for free, sometimes paid. Popular examples include Baldur's Gate 3 and Hades 2. I love that some devs do this. It makes the community feel much more involved with the development process by being able to provide constant feedback about the game while getting drip-fed more content as it's ready. I don't generally partake in this early access period because I'd rather play a finished product from start to finish, but I feel like most games that do this become great games that gamers want to play. The other kind of early access is charging a premium for a game to let players play said game after a few days, or to let players play said game a few days early. I hate this practice so much. The game is done. It's ready to be played. Just let the players play. Instead, you charge 10 to 30 more dollars so that those with extra disposable income can get a head start on a game, all while causing confusion around the actual release date. It's an awful practice, and I wish it would go away. I agree.
Yeah.
And our second writing comes from Kale Dranas, who writes, "Releasing unfinished games in early access was an experiment that didn't really work. There is too little incentive for devs to deliver a completed game after entering early access. Maybe if it had launched with time restrictions and did things like requiring a discounted price during early access, we wouldn't be dealing with an environment where early access meant new games get lost in an ocean of abandoned half games and lost potential."
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for your write-ins. And remember, you can join our Discord and write in too. Link in the description. Now we're going to talk about early access games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find I'm pretty much what Jazzy said. I don't really do too much early access stuff. Every now and then I will if it's a very enticing particular game, but generally, especially if it's a story-based game, it's like I'd rather just wait for this to be done so I can play the whole story in one go.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I think last game I got in on early access for was the city or station to station demo, which was a fun game, but yeah, they were essentially like at the point of releasing the game when the it hit early access, so it didn't have the whole issues of being a half completed game from the get-go.
I think the last early access game that I actually paid for was Deep Rock Galactic.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. And Deep Rock
That was a fun early access game, though.
fantastic. Yeah.
That was a fun early access game.
Yep.
That's a fun full access game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's like one of the only games I can think of that I actually did pay for early access for, because they were running a free weekend, and then, it was good enough that, like, just from playing off the free weekend for it, that yeah, I decided to pick it up, and it's an incredible multiplayer experience all around.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
And stressful.
Yeah.
But stressful in a fun way.
Yeah. And importantly. I get to live out my TF2 pyro fantasies with the driller class.
I don't like early access games.
What do you mean? One of your favorite games started as an early access game.
That's true. And I think it's the only game that I've purchased.
Probably one of the biggest examples of an early access game becoming a success. Surprise, this is just secretly a Minecraft episode now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suggested this episode. I've never bought an early access game while it was in early access. I had a couple games on my Steam wishlist that were early access that never released. I still got rolled out on my Steam wishlist, and that game hasn't had an update in like 2 years.
Rip.
And that's kind of why I don't like it. Our second write-in, I kind of agree with most of that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely games that come out good, but then there's a bunch.
I mean, for every Baldur's Gate 3 and Minecraft, there's like 6 games, like you mentioned, at least.
And Minecraft kind of started the trend for sure, and I think it did it well because it was new and it was like figuring out how to do this. And then there's a lot of copycats that are like, "Oh, we'll make our game like how Minecraft was," and a lot of these were also like Minecraft clones or similar survival crafting games.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought Minecraft when it was in beta, like 2010.
Yeah. By the time I bought
it was
felt
very
like a full
primitive,
game.
but it was still enough to have fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I regrettably didn't buy Minecraft until significantly later, but yeah, my first experience playing Minecraft was, I think, beta version 1.2. And yeah, even just playing offline single player of that and just, exploring and building stuff was fantastic.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and Minecraft is like the base survival crafting game. Like you can do anything you want, but it can also be pretty simple based on the voxel system.
Yep.
And like if you want to like go survival crafting more in a different direction that focus more on something like the monsters or something, you got Ark. If you like combat, you can go for like the DayZ and 7 Days to Die kind of stuff. But all of these things were early access.
Yeah.
What was that game? The Forest? The Forest was early access. And I remember people being hyped about it when it was first in early access. And then interest just dropped off because they can't put out updates crazy fast.
Yeah.
Like that happened with Minecraft too. There was a period where after the Microsoft purchase that people fell off Minecraft because they didn't update it, and when they did, it was either very small or very controversial, like the combat update.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Early access can definitely be a very contentious thing. I don't know if either of you really followed the whole like pirate software controversy, but like their game Hearthbound was in early access, and well, they claimed to be a game dev streamer, but then never really streamed any of their game development. And now they've kind of started, doing sort of like hasty patchwork bug fixes on it in order to keep the game in early access because it hasn't been actively developed. They're stalled out on working on chapter 3 of a planned 5, and they've kind of fallen under controversy because at some point, Steam decided that in order to benefit the consumer, that they would start flagging games in early access that hadn't received an update in over a year to game
Mhm.
progress. They were going to flag the game as inactive on their early access. So, like, Pirate Software has kind of been just hastily doing bug fix updates to their game in order to keep that this game is no longer an active development flag off of their early access page for their game. Part of it to save face for not really developing their game ever, but also, to sort of keep stringing the audience along on, like, this game is in
Mhm.
early access, but it's been in early access since like 2017. So,
Mhm.
and it was originally announced that like the full release was going to be 2019, and then it was like the first chapter that released in 2019, and then yeah.
And I almost feel like when like early access games are canceled, it's worse than just like some game that's been in development for a while gets canceled because like we didn't have a taste of that really. Maybe some trailers at most. So it's not as big a loss where like something like Hardbound or Rolled Out, you're like this looks really good and promising, but it'll never be finished.
Yeah.
So
But it's a thing that's never going to be finished that you can buy, which is where the real sort of sticking point of early access comes in, because it's
yeah.
not a complete game, but you can buy it like it's one.
Mm-hmm. And is that good or bad? Because I could see arguments both ways.
Yeah. It's on
Like it's
one
good in
hand,
that you
like,
can see. Yeah, go ahead.
it's like it's like doing a Kickstarter for a game. It's like you can help to crowdsource funding for this game, but there's also no guarantee that even if it's successfully crowdfunded, you'll ever actually see the light of day on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can use early access to sort of gauge interest in the game concept that you have, and then
Mm-hmm.
there's trying to, like, early access of you have your concept, now you're just trying to use that as a extra source of income to sort of continue funding the project.
Right. And there also is like you're basing the development on feedback. Um, but I don't.
If you're actually going to adhere to the feedback, that's a great thing,
Mm-hmm.
because that's more of a guarantee to the consumer that they're going to get the sort of game that they want out of it. But
Yeah. I at the same time I can kind of see like if the feedback is like wants a direction that you weren't originally intending to go, the game doesn't quite be like the developer's vision because they're trying
yeah,
to please people who are paying for the game, which I can see being an issue.
yeah. Like, at what point does it cease being the developer's vision and become the community's idea of what they wanted?
Mm-hmm.
Again, not that listening to your community is a bad thing, but
Right.
it can kind of, uh, for those familiar with the software development world, kind of lead to feature creep. And once you hit feature creep, then, you sort of have to,
Mm-hmm.
like, step back and reassess, and that's when projects can stagnate. And then
Mm-hmm. And yeah, compare it to like a YouTube channel. Like you get feedback on one thing that you weren't super into, like you put out a video that was just a test sort of thing. You get tons of feedback that wants you to play that game or talk about that thing. Um, while some of your other videos that didn't do as well, you still like had more of your heart in those. So you're doing what the people want, but maybe not necessarily what you want to do, but you're basing it on views in the case of YouTube, where similarly in early access, you're basing it on feedback and what people like.
So yeah, it definitely leads to a sort of situation where, like, not every bit of feedback is necessarily a good thing.
Mm-hmm. looping back to Minecraft, again, I'll try not to keep doing this. Um, but like Minecraft, like when they update the game now, it's definitely because this community is so massive, it's definitely pulling from what people want added to the games. Like this even happens with the mob vote stuff that they had been doing. And there's less of the developer just saying, "Oh, this would be a cool idea," that nobody's really wanted because Minecraft's community is so big. Everything's been suggested at this point. But like back in the day when it was Notch by himself, when they added the Nether, like nobody was asking, "Let's have a Hell dimension." Notch was just like, "This would be cool." And at this point, there's never going to be another thing like the Nether where like this just came completely out of left field, because they base their stuff on what people want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, Minecraft's early access did also kind of like allow it to sort of play on the pop culture thing as well. It's well, I mean, still kind of underground at the time, but yeah, it's fairly well known that the Endermen were well based off of the Slender Man creepypasta that was right about the same time as Minecraft was hitting beta. Was sort of at its peak popularity with stuff like Marble Hornets and Everyman Hybrid and Tribe 12. And yeah, I followed a fair few of Slenderman creepypasta YouTube series. But but yeah, like I don't think we would have seen something like the Endermen being thrown in there if it weren't for something like the pop culture zeitgeist presenting that sort of idea right in it. And you know, Endermen dropping ender pearls that you know then became sort of like the catalyst for reaching the Ender Dragon and eventually a sort of final boss in Minecraft was sort of a revolutionary thing for game development at the time, because that's like really the first thing I can think of that was that sort of community or pop culture early access influenced. They sort of took the like playable demo of a game and took it up to its sort of extreme.
Yeah, Minecraft is definitely the big success story of early access.
Yeah.
And there definitely are other ones that did work out. What is it called? A Hat in Time is an example of that.
Oh, yeah.
And I forget, was Ukulele early access or just a Kickstarter?
I think that might have just been a Kickstarter.
But yeah, A Hat in Time, it's definitely a big success. It's not alone. I don't remember if 20XX was the early access, but I know 30XX was. And I guess like if it doesn't sit in early access for too long, it can definitely work.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
it just
if you
need to not be trapped in the prison of early access.
And I definitely think if you have more of a complete game and then add it to early access, that's better. Like a little earlier than beta kind of thing. But yeah, I don't think anything's going to pull off like Minecraft early access was, where it was like literally the base mechanic and that's about it.
Yep.
And it still became a success. I don't think that'll ever happen again. But yeah, definitely like a earlier beta game that gets feedback and they tune things instead of adding a ton of new features.
Yeah,
I think is where that sort of thing needs to be.
Yeah. Yeah. That is kind of one thing that I appreciated about sort of, I guess, looking back at a more classic video game perspective of it. Like the playable demo was kind of a big deal during like the sort of optical media console era. Because like I mean, there was a huge distribution of PlayStation 1 demo discs from like Pizza Hut of all places.
Mm-hmm.
And demo discs that would ship with the console of upcoming games, and in a way, like the early access program on Steam and other platforms, like it kind of did pick up the flag where the like playable demo disc game sort of left off once digital downloads became more commonplace for games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think my cousin was living at my parents' house when they were going to college, and they bought a PlayStation, and I spent a lot of time playing on that PlayStation. Not necessarily my console, but I did spend a good chunk of time playing the PlayStation demo disc because that came with the console, and I got to play stuff like Brave Fencer Musashi and um, the demo for Pixar's A Bug's Life, which was essentially the first complete level of the game. And um, for all of the ragging on, like, we're just using early access as a way to fund your game, and you're never actually going to ship a product because you've only put out the first level of the game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
sure, like using that as a way to generate revenue for yourself with no actual intention of making a complete product is kind of scummy, but at the same time, that was how you got interest in the games
Mm-hmm.
back in the day. So I can't completely hate it.
Well, part of that is like they didn't have as much marketing as they do now, considering the internet.
Yeah.
Especially with like tailored advertising with like YouTube and Google Ads and all that. Like you're gonna get ads for stuff that you're interested in already, and that's a huge boost that they didn't have
Yeah.
back in the time of demo discs.
Yeah. Yeah. I do appreciate demo content though. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun stuff you can do
But
with demo content, and that's led to some very interesting video game finds throughout the years for me. Like um going all the way back to my old YouTube channel. I've got a video on it of playing through uh Sonic 1 Green Hill Zone in the Nick Arcade prototype of
mm-hmm.
Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I also did a tool assisted playthrough of the Mega Man 7 demo, and I found a like fairly unique uh bug exclusive to the demo that allowed you to essentially just jump infinitely. um so yeah, like real old school demo stuff has always had a place in my heart. But yeah, a lot of that stuff though, is unpolished demos of games that are, mostly there for just like showing off what you have in the works for trade shows. And
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be, it's, yeah, that sort of stuff is gonna be buggy. Like Nick Arcade prototype, like Green Hill Zone was left in the level select because that was so early on in Sonic 2's development that they still had assets from the Sonic 1 game engine left over in it. And the only complete level in it was Emerald Hill Zone 1, I think. But it was used
Mm-hmm.
to drum up publicity for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, very much in the same way as early access was.
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of confined to a TV show on Nickelodeon in the 90s.
Yeah. But I mean, early beta builds like that weren't really designed for people to play. To some degree, it was because they have a demo,
Yeah.
but like it definitely wasn't to like pay for this and then play it.
Yeah.
Um,
Of course, I don't know exactly what entails on getting onto Nick Arcade, so like maybe you did have to pay to get your place there.
That's true. But yeah.
Man, never thought we'd be considering whether or not Nick Arcade was early access for video games in the 1990s. Yeah, I guess also kind of tying into the 90s, like in a way, sort of shareware gaming, which was super common for MS DOS back in, like 89, 1990, 91, 92, like yeah, shareware gaming sort of follow or also was a prototype of the early access because I mean, if you had connections to a BBS to get or download shareware software, you could do that. But a lot of the time, you could buy shareware episodes of games like for a couple bucks at computer stores. Like, even though it was shareware, there would be companies that would package up the shareware for cheap for easy distribution because it's the early 90s. Not everyone had a network connection for their computer, let alone a computer. So it wasn't unheard of, like, you pay a couple bucks and you get Doom knee deep in the dead on a floppy disk by itself, and they'd include in the game the contact information to mail order your own complete copy of Doom with all 3 episodes included. Like, that was pretty commonplace back in the 90s. So, like, shareware sort of like was another sort of descendant of the modern early access, because you could just like get the first episode of a multi-episode game like Wolfenstein 3D or Doom or Commander Keen. Like I think the Commander Keen 1 and Commander Keen 4 were both shareware. The first episode of the Invasion of the Vorticaun's trilogy, and then The Secret of the Oracle, which is Commander Keen 4, was also released as shareware. I think, yeah, episode 1 of Duke Nukem was shareware. I think even going up so far as to Duke Nukem 3D was available as a shareware episode, which was just the first episode of Duke Nukem 3D still, which LA Meltdown. And even that was like large enough to be included on a CD-ROM instead of a floppy disk because of how large the game was. But yeah, just the power though of getting a playable demo in front of people can be huge, and
yeah,
it's a bit sad to see that early access has sort of become the like stagnant place of half completed games that it is, because putting out playable demos or having like the first shareware episode of a completed game like used to be such a huge driver for marketing for a game. But yeah, now have
demos are
the
still
internet
a thing,
and the ability to what's that?
Demos are still a thing though. Like you can get demos of, like, I know I had the Kirby games all had demos. When we did Sea of Stars, that was a demo.
Yep.
Like those haven't gone away.
Yeah.
But
they have kind of been grouped into early access nowadays, though.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Like, I know for the last 5 or 6 years, Square Enix has had a demo for almost every single one of their big games, with progress carrying over into the final game. Stuff like that.
Yeah, demos.
And like multiple, like 3 or 4 times a year, there's the big Steam Next Fest thing where just literally like every indie game maker out there puts a demo of their indie game out.
Okay.
Yes. It's not quite the same thing. And demos are often free.
Yeah, the big distinction is like early access is like you are paying for an in-progress version of the game
Right, and you
with
can
the promise of
influence
it being completed
Yeah.
toward the end at some
Mhm.
point, which like most never actually make it to that point. But that's
the
kind of the
I-
issue that you run into.
yeah.
Right.
I definitely think the upside of early access is the influencing of the game. Although we did talk about the flip side of that maybe not being a good thing, but that is this is why early access is cool. Is that
Yeah.
or
Yeah, I mean,
that it's its
and then
own separate thing.
in the case of like Baldur's Gate 3, like that game won Game of the Year. It was an early access title originally.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
and the devs have stated like they're the only reason they were able to make that game as good and as polished and as high quality as it was
Mhm.
because they made it alongside the community with their support,
Mhm.
both like in telling them what they'd like to see from it, but also just giving them the money for the game years in advance.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is a good funding method because you're getting something.
Yeah.
But like we said earlier, for
Yeah.
every Minecraft or Baldur's Gate 3s, there's like 6 or 7 games that just never cross the finish line.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's hard to just be like, yeah, early access is great when, well,
Yeah, there's
it's great when it
sort of always
works.
there's this side of like when it doesn't work, it's disappointing because you're like, I would have loved this to be a full game, and it's not on the same level of like in the news, the sequel to I don't know something got canceled, and it's like, well, I don't even know if that was going to be cool or not, or if that's why they canceled it because it was bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the
a-
same thing with like crowdfunded games, except
Mhm.
with crowdfunded games, you don't even get to play it
That's
at
true.
all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's like there is still, even with like if you're comparing the two of those, at least there's still the silver lining of early access. At least you're still getting something
Yeah.
out of the transaction. Whether
Yep.
or not the
Mhm.
game ever goes to 1.0 or not, you still got to play something.
Yeah.
Where
Right.
crowdfunded games are like, hey, I just gave you my $60 and well,
Didn't go
you
anywhere.
canceled your game.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Well,
is very
so
true.
yeah.
In order to get your game into the Steam Early Access program, you do at least have to have, at bare minimum, a playable demo of your game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or an alpha version.
Yeah.
But yeah, so again, I guess this is something that I don't know if we can actually answer of like, what is the ratio of early access games that worked and the ratio of like crowdfunded games that worked? Because I don't know what that statistic would be, but
Yeah.
I kind of feel like
Uh,
crowdfunded would be stronger, but that might be me being biased about this.
Yeah.
That requires way more time and effort into researching than I have the energy to provide for it. So
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
we're just gonna stay in the speculation zone for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if it's probably about the same. Like,
Yeah. I'm entirely the wrong person to ask for this because I like to play games that not only were released entirely, but also released entirely like 10 plus years ago.
yeah.
Back in my day.
Yeah.
I don't know, 10 plus years ago would imply that you are playing PlayStation 4 era games.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just
jeez.
thinking that too.
What the hell? No, that can't be right.
Yeah. PlayStation 4 came out when I was in high school, like senior year. Oh, God.
Huh.
You were still
What
in
the
high school
balls?
when the PS4 came out? Oh god.
Maybe it was when it was launched. Hold on.
It's 2013.
2013?
That.
Yeah, no. That's the
Yeah.
year I graduated.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
probably
God.
You were in my sister's
2013.
graduating class, so like, yeah, oh my god, I'm freaking ancient. Colin's older than me, but I'm feeling it 4 times as much because I have 2 kids on top of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't wait for I think we've probably already established someday I'm going to have sort of like the Back to the Future 2 Wild Gunman cabinet. You have to use your hands? That's a baby's toy thing from my kids, probably. Like, the controllers plug
one of
into
our
the
friends.
console? What is this?
One of our mutuals pointed out that in the future people are going to look at floppy disks and go, "Oh, hey, they 3D printed a save icon."
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Like,
What
no,
if I
this is
told you this 3D printed save icon is actually a functional object that saves data?
this is how the world used to operate. I got that folder of Macintosh LC system disks that you gave me, Neal. It's like,
Oh yeah.
this is how we used to install the operating system for our computer.
Uh-huh.
Instead, nowadays, we nearly brick our computers trying to make a forced update because
Yeah.
a certain operating system developer decides that they're just going to discontinue use of an operating system that an overwhelming majority of their users still uses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely
weird for
not
how much
speaking from experience there.
Things are so much better these days. Who wants those 3D printed save icons?
For all the shade that people throw Linux, like, that doesn't happen with Linux operating system updates.
It doesn't happen with Mac either. Not to the same extent of Linux where you can download ancient versions, but still, they don't force you into updating.
Right. They don't force you into updating the software. They force you into updating the hardware because they've discontinued support for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, basically.
Yep. Yeah, it's like Linux is a happy medium where you can just install whatever version of it on whatever hardware you have, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Windows, like, we're discontinuing support of the software.
Yeah.
And then on the Apple front, we're discontinuing supporting the hardware.
Hardware, yeah. Yep.
Got two extremes
Ed-
and the one that does it right. Yeah, just kidding. Linux got some cheating things 20 years, 30 years in the making.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Such as adoption. Wait, man. Is open source software development for an operating system early access for an operating system? Dang. Man, I guess I have to eat my words about everything I've said about early access because my operating system of choice is sort of that. Man, that feels bad because Debian's been early access since August of 1993.
I've been trying to make a metaphor for what the equivalent of early access would be for like movies. Like a demo is a trailer. No, a demo would be like a demo of a movie is like when they release the first 10 minutes of a movie.
Yeah.
And then you go see it in the theaters and that's buying it. Early access, I guess, would be like, here's the first half of the game without post-production completely finished.
Yeah. It's like
Which
a
sounds
deleted
awful.
scene almost, but you don't typically see the deleted scenes until you get the home release.
Yeah. Yeah. Early access is just kind of a weird idea.
Early access is you get to play an extra in the movie. It's the community shaping the outcome.
Yeah. You're an extra that gets to advise the director on how to how to make the movie.
Yeah.
And you get to play the character of red-haired guy 5.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, kind of makes me think of a song that my sister found by emphasis on disgraced voice actor Vic Mignogna called Soldier A. It's
Hmm.
the unsung hero of anime. It's like, just sort of the extras that show up in the background. Yeah, maybe a better song choice for that would be A Toast to the Extras by Anthrax.
Hmm.
uh, Drink to them because they don't talk too much. John Bush, Anthrax got some cool songs in it.
Anyway, shall we move along?
I think that might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Time now for our weekly link to the past. And
I didn't even look at
today,
it.
on the day that we were recording this, on the 2nd of November in 2025, 26 years ago, on this day in 1999, Spyro 2 Crypto's Rage
Oh
released
yeah.
from Insomniac Games. I have only ever played a demo of one of the Spyro games.
Spyro
And I can't
Reignited
remember
is
which one it
pretty
was.
good.
I do own the
Yeah.
Reignited trilogy. Just
Yeah.
haven't played it.
It's
Did you know that Stuart Copeland from The Police did the soundtrack for the first Spyro game?
This one too, apparently.
Hell yeah.
yeah. Okay, first Spyro came out in 98, November of 98, and November of 99. I was wondering. Insomniac Games seem to do that. They would do the next game in a year turnaround. That's true of, I believe, both the Ratchet sequels as well. Which very much not true anymore with Ratchet.
But yet Insomniac themselves have still managed to prop up this entire console generation for Sony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a couple years now since Spider-Man 2, but
they do the Spider-Man
there
game.
was Ratchet and Clank in 2021. Then 2023 we had Spider-Man 2. And then in between that, I think 2020. I think Miles Morales was 2020. 2021 was Ratchet and Clank. 2023 was Spider-Man 2. And then next year we get Wolverine. They are the only developer, at least on Sony's side, that's put out multiple games this console generation.
Oh God.
Wow.
I mean, part of that is the pandemic screwing things up, but at the same time,
But I mean,
We're
the
getting
pandemic
far up from the
affected
pandemic.
everybody, including Insomniac, and they're still putting out multiple games.
that's true.
They're just seriously one of the most efficient studios in the business right now. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a thing? I want to say it was Rift Apart that like they didn't make the game with any crunch.
I don't know.
Don't quote me.
But yeah, happy birthday, Spyro 2.
Yeah.
26 years ago.
Yeah. I own the case for Ripto's Raid.
But yeah, that is it. That is the end.
Yeah.
Episode 84. Lucas, where can you be found outside the podcast?
You can find me on Linktree at linktr.ee/Karn_evil_999. It's got links to my YouTube channel, Karn Evil 9, That One Gaming Podcast, where I post long plays of the games that we discuss on our That One Game series of episodes. Go check it out. I've been lazy and I'm getting behind, so I need to finish posting Final Fantasy IV and actually post Metroid Fusion, because yeah. And a couple of socials to follow me on, like not on Twitter, but definitely on Blue Sky where I'm active. And add me on Steam if you want to play video games with me there. And of course, links to join our podcast Discord server and catch up on our backlog of episodes of podcast because we've got 83 others to listen to. So yeah, that's all available at linktr.ee/Karn_evil_999.
And where can Neal be found?
I can also be found in the link trees, linktr.ee/VMK89. I have similar links with podcast stuff and socials, but also my link to my Twitch where I stream Minecraft every Monday. It's an event called Minecraft Monday. We generally play on my server that I've had for over a decade at this point, called Rome. And it's a good time. Come check it out. It usually starts between like 6:30 and 7 EST. Twitch.tv/VMK9. Colin, where can they find you?
Also on Linktree, linktr.ee/deliciousmorsels. That's where all my links are, like my Blue Sky and my YouTube channel and all that stuff that you should check out at that link, with the link being down below in the description that you can click on and find those things. Anyway, as always, if you liked what you heard here today, please be sure to hit the subscribe button where that's an option. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts because I hear they like that stuff. Hit the like button if that's a thing, and feel free to share this episode with a friend. We are going to be back later with another episode, but until then, have a wonderful rest of your day, and remember,
Play for the cows.
Stay for the rest of the game.